We're talking top 5 worst when it comes to fans. Maybe it's hot. Maybe it's a long run. I'm looking at one here, one because I'm out of shape.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
All right.
That'll happen.
Okay, so give me your 5th worst bullpen. What do you got for number 5?
Worst bullpen.
From the EQC studio, welcome to the Top Step with Rowland-Smith.
How are we going, mates? Welcome back to the Top Step. My name is Ryan Rowland-Smith. We have moved from the EQC studios back into the EQC Sportsbook, and I have a very special guest, Mariners legend, Charlie Furbush. Charlie, welcome back.
Great to be here.
Or have you just been here the whole time?
Whole time.
The whole time here in the Sportsbook?
Yeah, I got a couple games I'm watching,
I bet you do.
Hopefully the spread hits, right?
I bet you do. So before we get into it, we're going to see what is happening at the Emerald Queen Casino. We are getting set for fall with our jacket giveaway. Mondays and Tuesdays, earn 2,000 points and receive an EQC fleece or waterproof jacket. Get in the zone with football at EQC and catch every play, every week, every Sunday. Plus, each day in September, play with your card and earn 2 times power points on slots and table games. You got to be here for it. Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest. All right, so let's dive into the top trends this week. You're looking at Ohtani potentially having a 50-50 season, 50 home runs, 50 stolen bases. You've also got Aaron Judge, Marcell Ozuna going for the Triple Crown. So this is brought to you by ilovebaseball.org. Go to ilovebaseball.org. Check out all the good things they do for young Dominican ball players down in the Dominican Republic. All right, Charlie, so I got to ask you, that's the big debate right now. What's more impressive? You got a situation where Shohei Ohtani is looking at 50 home runs, 50 stolen bases. No one's ever done that. But you also have the Triple Crown, right? We're talking home runs, RBIs, batting average, which is insane. Last guy to do it was one of your teammates, Miguel Cabrera. So what do you got, my man? Which one in your mind is more impressive?
That is a super tough question because, they're both extremely impressive. Now that we're, down at EQC, it's like you're at the poker table, right? And, hey, I got a 4 of a kind, I'm probably going to win this hand. And then your mate next to you says, hey, well, guess what? I got a royal flush. It's so tough, and it's hard to pick which one would be, let's say, the royal flush in this analogy. I would tend to lean towards Ohtani because it's doing something that's never been done before.
Right.
But it's certainly a Triple Crown winner it's unbelievable how impressive that is to see in one season.
Well, okay, so when you look at that, 50 home runs and 50 stolen bags, right? I'm going to get to some numbers here in a second that involve WAR because stolen bases apparently a little bit more valuable than what you think. Because I look at this again, no. Average home runs, RBIs. That's the complete package, right? Yeah. Now, first of all, you look at Aaron Judge. The numbers are insane, and the reason I think this is so impressive is because you're looking at no one's ever done a Triple Crown 60-plus home runs. That's insane, right? Yeah. The other part of this is too the on-base percentage is .467. Insane, right? And obviously OPS is hovering around the 1.2, right? The 1,200 mark. So the last to do it was Miguel Cabrera back in 2012. Before that, it was back in the 60s, Carl Yastrzemski, right? The Triple Crown. So I get it, man. The fact that it's 50-50, 50 stolen bases, 50 home runs, yes.
You know what? I think I changed my mind right now. As much as I did think Ohtani is, you bring up a good point with the 60 home runs, right? Like the idea that, also on top of the fact that he's doing it in modern day baseball, it's harder than ever to hit a baseball, right? And the guy is doing those type of numbers. It's video game like.
Well, let me throw this at you. So obviously they're in different leagues, so they don't have to go for who's going to win the MVP. They're both are probably going to win the MVP, but in the National League, you got Marcell Ozuna. He's in the National League, who's also going for the Triple Crown, right? So as we speak right now, he's 308, first in batting average. And I don't see him as being an average hitter, right? 98 RBIs, number 1. And then he's 37 bombs behind Ohtani. However, when you look at the WAR, Ozuna has a 4.5 WAR according to Fangraphs. Ohtani has a 6.3. So that's around about a 2 WAR. Now, the reason why is because of the base running. So apparently, I was looking into this. Now, WAR, when you factor in base running, apparently it makes the player way more valuable. So therefore, you look at that and go, all right, the 50 stolen bags, maybe that's even more impressive due to that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I absolutely.
Now, when you're talking WAR, you've got right now Aaron Judge is at a 9.8 WAR, so that his value is through the roof.
Yeah.
Plus his WRC, the runs he's created, is well over 200. It's insane. So, again, they're all impressive. In my opinion, I still think the Triple Crown. I know no one's done 50 and 50, and I love the fact that guys are stealing bases. A guy like Ohtani stealing bags. Like, Ellie De La Cruz has gone through the roof on stolen bases. But I still have to look at the Triple Crown for Ozuna and Aaron Judge and saying, you know what, I'm sorry. When you're putting up those kind of numbers, insane.
Yeah, I mean, the Triple Crown it's the best. It's probably the highest award you can get in a way.
Oh, yeah.
So, and usually a lot of awards will follow after that.
Yeah, if someone was getting 60-60, fair enough. That's impressive.
Well, would you put it by Ohtani? Seriously?
No, I know that's true.
You
that's
know?
true. Can he get 60? Is he capable of getting 60-60? Let us know what you think. What's more impressive, Triple Crown, or are you talking 50-50? And I think I changed your mind too, by the way.
I think you did. You swayed me with the 60 home runs,
Yes.
and then on top of it, it made me think about modern day hitting and how hard it is. It's harder to hit
sure.
than ever, and there's more strikeouts than ever. So to be able to lead those categories is huge.
Yeah. That was the top trends. When we get back, I'm going to grill Charlie Furbush on his top 5 baseball movies, top 5 worst bullpens as well. Stick around. We'll be right back.
I live in Tacoma, and I'm all about the action. From making a run at the tables to multiple pay lines on my favorite machines. Game time. The Sportsbook is better than being on the 50-yard line or sitting courtside. And I'm here for it. Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest.
All right, welcome back to the Top Step. It is now time for the San Juan Seltzer interview. We're getting real serious, Charlie Furbush. We're going to talk some top 5s here. Now, we've got top 5 baseball movies of all time.
Of all time.
So you better nail it.
The first one I'll throw out there that I just absolutely loved as a kid was Angels in the Outfield. Like, it totally,
Jeez.
I loved it. I'm telling you. I thought it was just hilarious.
By the way, I hadn't seen that movie ever. And I wanted to. It wasn't available in Australia, I don't think. But I hadn't seen it until I showed my kids recently. And It was good. It was good.
It's kind of classic, right?
The one knock I have on that is when you cast non-baseball players, I feel like that movie, they didn't even make an effort.
Right.
Like, there was just, look, and I get it's just a fun kids Disney movie. I get it.
Yeah.
But my God, like, put in just a little bit of effort. Like, at least look like you can throw over 55 miles an hour.
Well, there was a few movies that didn't have many athletes, but, as I digress. But I'd say the next movie would be Bull Durham for sure.
All right.
Totally a different tone of movie. In the
So I
baseball
want to see
sense.
if we match here on any of these.
All right,
but yeah,
let's see what you got.
No,
What do you got?
Okay.
You want me to keep going?
So my number 5 was Bull Durham.
Okay.
Now,
Okay.
I didn't really understand when I was a kid. A little inappropriate.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
A
totally.
little inappropriate when you're
Yeah.
a kid, some of the lines. But as you watch it when you're an adult,
Yeah.
they usually show on the MLB Network. It's showing all summer. I'm like, oh, God, this is a great movie, man.
classic.
It's so good.
It's so
Like the
classic.
scene when Kevin Costner rolls into the manager's office and they explain to him, hey, you're only here to look after this young rookie. And he's like, I quit.
Yeah.
He walks back in 5 minutes later. Hey, when's BP tomorrow?
Times BP, yeah.
11 a.m. Boom.
It's a
so
classic.
good. Great
Absolutely
movie.
great.
All right, great movie. So that's my number 5.
Okay.
All right. Do you have a number 4 you want to throw at me? You've got Angels in the Outfield. You're number 5.
Oh, yeah,
Your 5th
I
best.
say 5, yeah. And then I went Bull Durham. I'll agree with you there.
Okay,
I
so
put
you're
number
4. All right. So my 4th, call me cheesy, call it whatever you want. For the love of the game, Kevin Costner.
Classic.
That's a good one, right?
It's a classic.
The reason I like it is, okay, it's not like saying that there's these like really good baseball player actors, but he kind of looks like he can throw a baseball.
For sure.
Right, and they kind of, I
Absolutely.
think they like speed. They make some effects to make it speed up. Looks like he's throwing gas.
Well, I mean, Bull Durham, Kevin Costner's a baseball guy.
He's a baseball guy, yeah.
He can do it all. Not only is he a great catcher, he clearly is a great pitcher.
The only thing with that was you're wincing. Like, you're wincing with it, like the catcher. The catcher's over the top.
Totally.
And the fact that
John C. Reilly.
That's right.
It's John
He's
C.
hilarious.
Reilly.
But
Unbelievable.
he's got his Detroit Tigers hat
Yeah.
on the plane. Like, come on, dude, you know
Well,
where?
is that how you pitched, by the way? Did you clear the mechanism? Is that
I did.
you did? Is that how it worked?
Hey, I will say, dude, I remember back in A ball somewhere, I had this coach like, hey, you got to watch this movie. You got to clear the mechanism. I'm like, no, come on, bro. I swear to God, I had a coach tell me, hey, listen, you got to watch this movie. I'm like, dude, it's a friggin'
Wow.
movie. Come on, let's go.
Amazing.
I'm way too big time for that.
Wait.
No, but I'm glad you didn't rip me for that because I have been ripped for the old for the love of the game. I like it. It's not a nice
like
movie.
It too. You know, a little
You
love
can,
story
you
in
can
there,
watch it with your
know?
missus. Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. All right. Good.
It's okay. I don't know if it made my top 5. I put it at maybe number 6. But
Okay.
you
All
know,
right. So that's
fair
not the
enough.
top 5. All right.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay. All right. What do you got number 3? What are you thinking?
Number 3, you know, a movie that same thing. I probably shouldn't have watched it as young as I was, but Mr. Baseball,
Dude.
Tom Selleck.
That's my number 2.
That's your number 2?
That's no one's top 5.
Wow.
How good is it?
Unbelievable.
He's so big league,
yeah,
dude.
he's so big league.
He goes to Japan and
Yeah.
just completely acts like he's way too good.
Yeah.
I love it, dude. What a great movie.
Yeah, well, it really introduces you to the game in Japan.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
you
Great
know,
movie,
if you hadn't
man.
been over there, you really get to see kind of what it's like a little bit. So,
Dude.
you know,
pretty
classic.
That was my number 2.
Okay.
My number 3 was The Sandlot.
Okay, classic.
Where are we at with that?
That's arguably I'd say that's my number 1.
Okay.
You know, these are in no particular order, right?
Right,
so
right.
it's hard not to.
No, I need a
love
hard
The
5
Sandlot.
through to 1.
A hard 5.
Oh, no, I need a 5 through to 1. I need the ranked.
Okay.
Because people
Okay.
out there are going to try and tell us
Differently.
they're going to
Okay.
try and argue
fine.
with us.
All right. I'll put that at number 2, The Sandlot.
Okay.
That's what I put.
All right.
I won't tie. Number 1 is a great movie.
Okay. So we're kind of on the same page.
Yeah.
All right. So, and The Sandlot for me as a kid in Australia, by the way, it's called The Sandlot Kids.
That's the name of.
You know, in Australia that they, as we sit here with the Vegemite and Steve Irwin, you know that they change the names of movies.
No, I don't.
Yeah, to market them differently.
Like appeal to Australian kids.
Yes. Yeah, like The
Okay.
Sandlot Kids, because in Australia we don't call it Sandlot.
Right.
So like in Australian kids, like what does that mean? So The Sandlot Kids, maybe. All right, give me your number 1.
Major League.
Boom, 100%.
100%.
100%.
No doubt.
Oh my God, the reason why.
Are you there too?
Oh yeah, number 1. Are you kidding, dude? Bob Uecker.
Unbelievable.
I mean, made that. He was the soundtrack to that movie. So good.
Yeah.
So good. But just the fact that like you got Charlie Sheen who can actually throw.
He was throwing
You
gas.
know, what's his name? Jake Taylor, stud. I want to be like Jake Taylor, dude.
Right.
Like, so sick. And then and
Wesley Snipes.
you
know?
so good. All right, we need to get. We're on the San Juan Seltzer interview right now. We need to get to the top 5 worst bullpens.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to get into that. We'll explain to you why it is the worst bullpen coming right up in just a second, right here on the top step. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
Let's do it. All right. All right, welcome back to the top step. We are here inside the EQC Sportsbook. This is the San Juan Seltzer interview. Charlie Furbush, I'm asking the hard-hitting questions here. We're doing some top 5s. Now, only you can answer this as my guest. Well, not just you, but you have to be in a bullpen. You know what I'm saying, right? All right, top 5 worst bullpens. Now, everyone's like, oh, yeah, the bullpen, you hang out, it's a blast out there with the fans. But there's some hostile environments out there in the league, right?
Hostile, uncomfortable, tight, knit.
Yeah,
I mean,
brutal,
not what
brutal.
you want. There
Like,
are some luxurious ones out there too.
Yeah, there's some nice ones, but we're talking top 5 worst when it comes to fans. Maybe it's hot. Maybe it's a long run. I'm looking at one here, because I'm out of shape.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
All right,
That'll happen.
Okay, so give me your 5th worst bullpen. What do you got for number 5?
Worst bullpen.
What's number 5?
I would have to say, it's a combination. As much as I maybe like the stadium, the heckling is strong in Toronto.
Oh yeah, that's my number 5 as well.
Wow.
Toronto. It's amazing.
Did we not hang out beforehand? Did we go over this? It's amazing. It must be a left-handed thing.
I promise you we did not. I put you on the spot for this. But no, Toronto, it's a sneaky, hostile bullpen.
It's the only team in Canada, so they're passionate.
Yeah.
They are passionate.
They're passionate, but they're very clever with their rips. Mm-hmm. Give me number 4.
Number 4. The first one, let's see, it's a tough question to rank them all, but number 4.
Give me another.
From another heckling standpoint, and I really like this bullpen, but the heckles are so strong. Yankees,
okay.
Okay, you've been there, right? You
Yeah.
come out of this luxurious
the little air-conditioned pod. Yeah.
You feel like you're just not even in the stadium in a way.
Yeah.
You open that door and they just start.
It's soundproofed in there.
Yeah, it's soundproof. It's so nice.
Was there a TV in there
Yeah,
for the
there's
game?
TV in there and everything. And then, you step out on the beautiful manicured bullpen mound, one of the best, absolute best. And then you realize you're in New York City, and the fans are quite real.
And they don't hold back too, because you see some. You glance.
And they're like right up above you, like 10, 15 feet, so they can just hawk you.
You never
crazy.
want to look up. The minute you make eye contact with anyone up there, you're screwed.
Mm-hmm.
But Yankees bullpen, I remember walking out. It's a sliding door.
Yep.
You walk out, and all of a sudden it's loud.
Yeah.
And if you glance up there, sometimes if you see kids, you think to yourself, okay, there's kids.
Mm-hmm.
They don't hold back. They don't care. They don't care there's a 10-year-old.
The last thing you want to do is from that glass window see something drop and go, oh, maybe someone dropped something. They're just baiting you in to go grab that. And then, they're clever out there in New York.
Yeah, and then as the game gets on, as we all know, a couple drinks, a couple San Juan seltzers, and it's over.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, okay, I like that one. My fourth one was Colorado.
Okay.
Now, beautiful out there. Feels like you're out in the mountains, and they got the trees out there.
I know, the little waterfall in center or whatever it is,
but,
right?
Dude, for an old mate like me, running in the high altitude.
Oh, gotcha.
I was out of gas. I'll never forget, we had opening day in Colorado in 14, their opening day, and I come charging in. It's cold. I'm facing Carlos Gonzalez, Chicago, right? Come running in. I was gassed, dude. It was got a little bit chilly, high altitude, and it took me a good, I was 3 or 4 pitches into the at-bat, and I was still gassed.
Dang.
So I'm like, I hate this bullpen.
Wow.
I hate it.
That's crazy.
Every time the phone rings, I'm like, okay, take your time getting your warm-up pitches. Take a big breath, slow jog in.
Yep.
So I'm telling you, now with the clock, I would struggle. Like with you got to get in there quick, get your warm-up pitches done. I'd struggle. So that's my number 4.
A little more cardio, right? Let's go.
yeah. I need to hit the elliptical a little bit more. But I struggle with altitude. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe because I grew up on the beach. Not bragging.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay.
All right. Okay. So you've gone Toronto, then you've gone Yankee Stadium. What about number 3?
Number 3.
I got a great story from my number 3.
Chicago White Sox.
Ooh, that's my number 1.
Ooh.
I'm just giving up my number 1. And we'll explain why. We'll get to Chicago in just a second.
Okay.
I got Baltimore.
Okay.
Here's why.
Very exposed bullpen.
Very exposed.
Yes.
There's a bar right on top.
Yep.
Now, here's why, man. Now, I got a funny story from Baltimore. We had a pitcher, Roy Corcoran.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember that name.
I
Probably
do.
Not. He's from Slaughter, Louisiana. I may have told this story before. I don't know if I have or not. He used to have small feet.
He doesn't have small feet anymore?
No, he still has them. Well, do you remember back in the day, right, Reeboks? Do you remember Reeboks?
They were big.
They were big. Everyone had Reebok
Remember
spikes.
those spiked ones too? They had the little shock ones that came out at the end before they went out of business?
Maybe. I don't know.
I think Verlander won
I
for a
don't
year.
think they went out of business, but hey,
Well, baseball. They're not in baseball anymore.
They got out of baseball. They got into CrossFit.
Okay.
But,
sorry to speak out of hand.
Yeah, and now
we
you're
still love
fine.
you. We
love you, Reebok. Thanks for all the shoes. They used to have the suede ones. They're pretty sweet. Well, Corcoran had Reeboks, right? So every time we'd walk out, they'd have something for us. These dudes.
Yeah.
There's always these dudes out there ripping us. And I'm like, okay, whatever. It's getting tired. They've had a few by the second inning. They're crushed. He goes out to warm up, and they're trying to find something with Roy. He's only, small man. Hey, little guy. And we're like, that's lame.
Yeah.
Well, then they jumped on. If you remember, Reebok used to have for kids, they were called Weeboks.
Oh, yes.
Weeboks.
Yes.
That's like, oh, look, he's wearing Weeboks. Dude, we're all dying. So we're all lined up in the bullpen. We're just trying not to laugh. And he's glancing at us. He's trying to warm up to go and face big league hitters.
Oh, my
And we're
gosh.
just doing this the whole time. We're trying not to laugh. Dude, we were dying. The minute he got out there to pitch, we just lost it, man. It was so
Unbelievable.
funny. All right, so number 2 for me, I'm sure this is on your list, Oakland.
Oakland.
Oh, yeah.
Number 2.
Rough, man. Because
That's my number 2.
Okay. The reason Oakland's so rough is because it's old. It's Coliseum.
The whole thing is.
They're
rough.
right there.
Yeah.
They stick their head in under that little wooden thing.
Yeah.
And you can't sit in there either.
This was my favorite, it seemingly happened every time when I pitched in Oakland. Warming up, and it's also on the field, which is uncomfortable because you're like, I might launch one into right field, and the game stops, and everyone looks at me, and I'm like,
That's
sorry.
Right. Well, at least it's facing.
I'm just trying to get ready.
At least it's facing the outfield because I have launched one down, hit the catcher in the feet.
For sure.
Yeah.
But every time I warmed up there, I swear they would, the fans like right behind the bullpen would go, they would do some sort of like tone. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. And I couldn't. I was like trying to focus, and it always made me laugh. And I was like, "Oh man, I don't know if I'm gonna, get this done in Oakland." The fans in Oakland are one of a kind.
Yeah. All right, Chicago. Why is Chicago so bad?
another reason.
We're talking White Sox, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
The White Sox.
This is my number one.
Okay. Not to mention how, I guess, mean they can be.
Oh, yeah.
What you don't realize
Hostile.
is when you walk into the bullpen, there is a mesh fence where it's like an open bar scene where anyone that wants to come, get after it a little bit, that's where they are. They're like right next to the mound.
And they're lower too.
Yeah.
So their head's right at your feet. And
exactly.
the thing is, you can't really pick out who's in there, but they can see you clear as day.
Yeah, exactly.
So you catch a ball, walk back, and you try and glance down there. And you make eye contact again, you're screwed.
And another one of those, don't make eye contact. Exactly. Don't make eye contact. They're ready.
What's your number one?
Oh, I haven't said my number one yet.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, give it to us. What's your number one?
It's Philadelphia Phillies.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
See, I've never had to warm up there.
Okay.
But I've been there.
Yeah.
That's next level.
Yeah.
That is next level.
Another.
Oh, my God.
I would say the meanest, vulgar, insanely passionate Philly fans that are only trying to mess you up.
I've only been there once, and I got to say, they take it to another level.
Yeah.
They really do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It must be nice playing for the Phillies, right? There's like a bunch of crazies.
Maybe not. If you're carrying around a 6 ERA.
It's true.
I don't know, which I've done in the past.
Yeah.
Well, this is fun. I'm glad we're bringing back these kind of memories.
Yeah, exactly. Right? It's good times.
All right, we'll be right back. I'm going to teach Charlie how to speak Australian once again right here on the Top Step.
Welcome to Tacoma. We sit in the shadow of no one, except Mount Tahoma. It's who we are. We like to get loud, and we're all about the thrill of going for it. We just put on our game face and play. So get ready for whatever the next adventure holds. From the big shout, to the big payout, to the big night out. We're here for it. Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest.
All right, welcome back to the EQC Sportsbook, and welcome back to the Top Step. I've got Charlie Furbush with me now. Charlie, you said you're going to Cannon Beach in a couple days.
I am.
Right after this? Right after your big winnings here in the Sportsbook?
That's
or
right.
What?
Yeah, I got to see the parlay come through, and we'll be on our way down there.
Okay, so you're going to be at the beach. That's your hint for the How to Speak Australian, brought to you by the Kangaroo and Kiwi. I'm going to teach you how to speak Australian. The word, I'm going to give you a sentence, right? But I'm going to give you a word here, Charlie.
Okay.
What are a pair of sluggos?
Pair of sluggos. Pair of sluggos.
I've given you a hint. We've got a beach involved.
And I don't speak Australian, but I'm going to say a pair of flip-flops.
Yikes. Okay, I'm not going to give you the answer. I'm going to give you the answer when we get off, but I'm going to give you a chance. If you know what sluggos are. Now, this is very Australian, right?
You can slug them on your feet.
If you go to the Kangaroo and Kiwi pub, you'll know. I guarantee you there's a lot of folks in there who know what a pair of sluggos are. But I like it. They're flip-flops. That's fair enough.
It was a pair that, made me
fair
do
enough.
it. So.
Okay. All right, if you want to give it a crack, because Charlie doesn't know what it is, you can educate Charlie. Go to Twitter or Instagram at the Top Step TV. Put in hashtag TTSmate and give it a go. Tell us what sluggos are. I'm wearing a pair of sluggos right now.
What?
I'm not going to give it to you. No,
I must be so close.
I'm going to tell you when we get off. All right, so special thanks to our special guest, Mariners legend Charlie Furbush. Charlie, this has been fun, man.
Been a blast. Always fun hanging with you.
And by the way, we did sit here for an extended period of time. So if you do want to watch the entire interview, go to at the Top Step TV over at YouTube. Go subscribe. Go check out all the episodes, all the interviews, uncut, and go tell me what sluggos are. You need to learn what sluggos are, man.
I can't wait to pack my sluggos, man. You know what I mean? Got to pack them.
Awesome. Well, this has been fun, and we'll see you next week right here on the Top Step.